Welcome back, Undertakers. I appreciate you being here. I got another great video for you today. If you're new here, if you've never seen one of my shows before, welcome to the channel. I'm TJ, and now that you're watching, you're an official Undertaker too. So today's video, I'm going to kind of show you a twofer. The main part of the video is going to be how to make a pineapple bowl, which is the easy part, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to make to put in it. And then really, once you get the pineapple bowl, you can put whatever you want in there. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to make to put in there today. It's real easy to do, not much to it. And actually the pineapple that I have, if you're ever going to do this, because we're going to end up hollowing out this pineapple, so if you have one, this one's been sitting here for several days and it's getting a little bit soft. So if you have an older pineapple, this is a great use for it. It makes scooping the insides out a lot easier. It also helps to have a big knife. It just makes it simple. You can do it with a smaller one, but since I've got it, I'm going to use it. So let me bring you in closer. I'll show you how we're going to prepare the pineapple bowl, and then I'll show you what I'm going to make to put in my bowl. Okay, now to do this part, it's really straightforward. We're just going to take this pineapple, we're going to cut it in half. I've got a smaller knife here that we'll use to disconnect the core, because that's pretty tough. And then I've got a spoon to hollow out the rest of the fruit that's on the inside, and I've got a bowl to put everything in. And the cut doesn't have to be perfect, but right down the middle here. And if you don't have a knife that's quite this big, you can do the same thing. Just make two cuts, cut the pineapple in one, and then come around and cut the top. So any knife you have that's decent length is going to work for you. And there you go. And you can see, like I mentioned, this one's a little older, so it's got a little spot here, but it's no big deal. And then for the inside, the core part right there, that's going to be the tough part. So I'm going to take a small knife and just kind of cut that at the top and the bottom. And you just want to be careful. The only way you can really mess this up is if you pierce the outside. And even then, not all is lost at that point, but try not to if you don't have to. And this pineapple is pretty soft, so this is pretty easy. If you had a pineapple that wasn't quite as ripe, still pretty green, this would be a little tougher. So this is a great way to use up a pineapple if you had one sitting around and you're not sure what to do with it. It sure smells good though. And there it is. That's all there is to it. It just took me a minute. Like I say, loosen up that core with a knife. I ended up going down both ways and I cut the core out in one piece. It's right there. And then with a spoon you just go around and hollow it out. Nothing to it. Okay, now what I have here, what I'm going to put in my pineapple bowl this time, I've got some bison strip steaks. Oh yeah. Now, what I'm about to do to these, a lot of you might think is sacrilege or a horrible thing to do, but you can't take a steak like this and serve it whole inside the pineapple. That's just not going to work. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to cube them up, and then I've got a skillet over here, and I'll show you how I like to make steak when I cube it up like this in the skillet. There's nothing to it, and it makes the family happy. So alright, so there's my cubed up bison steak. I'm just going to add a little salt and pepper here. Of course, this is to taste however you like it. And I'm using Himalayan pink salt today. And then I've got the skillet over here, and let me show you how I'm going to make these. Alright, so I've got my skillet on like a low medium heat here. I'm going to add a little butter. In this non-stick skillet, I don't need it. I'm just putting it in here because I like the flavor with this. Alright, so once our butter starts to melt there, I've got a couple cloves of garlic that I diced up here a minute ago. I've got some red pepper flakes here. And again, this is all to your taste. If you don't like it spicy, leave the pepper flakes out. If you like yours extra spicy, put more than that. I probably have, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so in there. And then I've got some dried parsley. And that's probably going to end up being, probably a little more than a teaspoon or so. But since this is beef, if I wanted to, in fact, maybe I will. I can put a little dried rosemary in there. Thanks for reminding me. There we go. Now, obviously, when you do this, put what you like in there. Now, I don't want to burn my garlic, or I don't want to burn any of this, obviously. I just want to give it a little warm up here. Now I can already smell the garlic, and now I'm starting to smell that rosemary a little bit. So now is when we want to add our meat in there. Another thing I like about having all the different spices and things in there ahead of time is that make sure that your meat gets coated pretty well in there. You're not adding it to the top and then trying to flip it around. So just keep that moving, cook it to your doneness, however you like it. On something like this, I would not overcook this. I would definitely keep it medium rare at the most. So this will just take just a few minutes. This will be ready, and then we'll plate it up. I'll show you how it's going to look in our pineapple bowl, and then you too will know how to do it. All right, and there you go. Look at that. Oh yeah. But it can look as nice as it wants. Oh yeah. Oh, that rosemary is great in there. Super tender. Oh, that is good. I'm going to dive into this like you won't believe here in a minute. Anyway, so the first part, pineapple bowl. Second part, that's how I make my steak to put in there. Whether it's bison or beef, it doesn't matter. I make steak like that frequently. And then I just had some frozen peas that I made to fill it up. So doing it this way makes a nice presentation for individuals. So here's an individual's meat and their veggie all in one, and you can set these around at each place setting for each individual person. If you want to go with a more family style way to do this, you could put all the meat in one pineapple, all the peas in one, and kind of set them around the table and let people take what they want out of each one and eat off a plate. So it would work either way. As far as what to serve in here, what wouldn't you serve in here? You could easily make shrimp would be great in here. You could cut up some ham and put in here, or some pork loin would go great in here. You could just serve veggies in here. You could make up a fruit salad and put in here. You could serve coleslaw would be great served out of one of these. And you saw how long this took. It took me maybe 5 minutes to cut the pineapple and, scoop all the insides out. It was ready to go. It just took me a minute or 90 seconds to cut up the meat. It took about 7 or 8 minutes to cook the meat and put it in here. So the amount of effort that you put into this is well worth the amount of oohs and ahs and cool factor you're going to get when you serve something like this. Even though there's not much to it, if you're having a function and people are coming over and they see, they sit down to eat, and you come walking out and serving each person their own individual pineapple, or you have some sides on the table served out of here, you can't go wrong. So give this a try. Send me some pictures. If you have a YouTube channel, make something in the pineapple bowl. Let me know what you did so I can watch the video. I'd like to see what you guys do, what you come up with. So this video is much less of a write this down, these are the ingredients, make this recipe, as it is, here's an idea, take it, run with it, do something exciting with it, have fun with it. So keep this in mind next time you're having a get together or some sort of occasion, or heck, just make it on a Tuesday just for fun. But anyway, give it a try. Let me know how it comes out. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.